Hi guys. Well, I was going to do a skit today. I was going to do a skit to open the video. The skit involved me going into the Dead by Daylight Twitter under their skill-based matchmaking, post, their skill-based matchmaking post, and I was going to read some of the people that were just kind of like relentlessly brown-nosing and kind of were just like, yeah, this will be fine, everything's great, you know, because usually there's those guys on, you know, most of these posts, no matter how bad their decision is, and I couldn't find any. I'm being serious. I scrolled for like 15 minutes. I could not find anything, unless I'm stupid. Well, don't answer that one. But yeah, I was going to read some of those, but no, the skill-based matchmaking is pretty unanimously hated. There's no brown nosers here, so apparently. So the brown nosers are quiet. Things are going really wrong. Hello guys, Brand here, and today we have another commentary video, and today we're going to be talking about the bleak future that skill-based matchmaking is painting. Before we get started, if you like what I do, make sure to like it, because I'm sure I found you, because, you know, you probably liked this video and it showed up for you, so, you know, make that wonderful experience for someone else. If you want to hang out with me more than on the YouTube side of things, there's Twitch here, which will do the little paintbrush thing that I made, and then there'll be the Discord thing, which will also do the paintbrush thing I made. If that went too fast for you, it's all in the description, and it's on my YouTube page itself, so don't worry, it's okay. So anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the vidya. So why does skill-based matchmaking paint a very, very bleak future for the future of Dead by Daylight? Why could this be probably one of the most dangerous changes that they have made? Well, first and foremost, let's discuss the things that it does. So skill-based matchmaking, instead of taking your ranks into account, it takes into account your skill. What does that mean? We don't know. They won't tell us. And in a game with an ambiguous of a win state as Dead by Daylight has, where there's not really a defined win or loss, you know, that stuff's important to know, but they're not telling us what that is. So, the only thing we know is that it's based on several months of data. Individual killers have their own MMR. It's not just you have a general killer MMR like you do with Survivor. You will have like a demo MMR, a plague MMR, etc. It's what we know. So why does the skill-based matchmaking create a bleak future for Dead by Daylight? Okay, so just like I talked about, individual killers have their own MMR. So if you just recently bought demo, you're not going to be facing top of the tier red rank survivors, which is really cool. So you can actually get to like learn how to shred and do all the cool stuff, learn how to place your portals correctly. However, if you're somebody who's played this game for thousands and thousands of hours, or even just 1,000 hours, I would say, like you're going to be rolling these people who basically have no idea how to play the game. I have people who have twice the hours that I do that are somehow getting match made, I guess, with people who literally have less than 20 hours in the game. Just because they wanted to play a character they hadn't played very often. The flip side of this is someone like me who happens to play, you know, most of the roster. I really don't play Haggard Twins, but I kind of play everybody else, really. And even now I'm starting to play a little bit of Twins just to like understand how much I hate them. So yeah, like I play most of the roster. So I don't have just garbage MMR with every character like a lot of people do, where they only play like 3 people. But like most of my matches were intense. Just because like I play most everybody, so I don't have that kind of like 0 MMR data that like a lot of people had. So a lot of my matches were really sweaty. But I want to focus on that point. I really, really want to focus on the point. So let's get into that. So the problem this creates is that new survivors are going to not be fighting also new killers. They're probably going to be also fighting people mixed in there who have never played a certain killer before, but have ridiculous amounts of killer fundamentals. So they're just getting squashed. They're just getting absolutely blasted. So you're making part of the early game not fun, which, by the way, I bring this up like every other video. Only 4% of people ever reach rank 1 killer, and only 6% of people have ever reached rank 1 survivor. So most of the people playing this game are in the rest. I think it's like 15%, only 15% of people even broke rank 10 survivor, 15% of players. So most of the people playing this game are in that bracket, and now they're going to be mixed in with like 300 to 1,000 hour handies who are trying characters. Like what happens when a new character comes out? Like what's gonna happen there? Like if there's no general killer MMR, just like at all, period, as it seems to be, then now people who are brand new to the game and are still learning the game are gonna have to contend with people who have like eons more experience than they do. So that's not fun for them. That's not fun for them at all. Now you may be saying, well, at least if you get a new killer, like you've never tried Oni before, or you want to start learning curving on Billy, like you can now, you know? But to that extent, no. My main is Mukul Myers. I tried to switch it to Nemesis, but everybody hates Nemesis, so I kind of dropped that. The person I am best with in this game is Mukul Myers. It's who I have the most hours with, etc., etc. I remember the last time skill-based matchmaking was a thing, I basically didn't play him, because I tried to play like 3 matches, and they were all like super sweat squads. Like, literally back-to-back, and I'm like, okay, I mean, like, that's fine every once in a while, but I don't want every single one of my matches to be a sweat squad. I just don't. Like, I think the good matches in DBD are the ones that are close, where it comes down to, like, the last gen, or it comes down to, you know, one big mistake in the end game, whether that be on the killer or survivor side. Those are the fun matches. Those are the really, really fun matches. The ones where it's just a landslide one side or the other are super boring, or even just like a super sweaty, intense game. Like, I can have a game that I win, but the fact that I have to, like, you know, really exert a ton of effort is like crazy. Like, I feel stressed, you know. So I didn't really play Mukul during that first run, and I didn't really play him during this run. I played him like twice, and once again, sweaty squads both times that I played him. So I'm not encouraged to I'm not encouraged to play my main anymore. I'm not encouraged to play my main anymore because I'm only going to get sweaty matches. So I move on to other characters. But you do realize after a certain point, I will get good with most characters in the game. Especially if you're forcing me off my main character because of sweaty matches. And over time, I will obtain, just through hours, obtain a high MMR with every character in the game. And the only matches I will be able to get are the sweat squad matches. That is it. Same thing on the survivor side. Eventually, by playing, you will only be able to play sweaty matches. Only. How is that fun? How? Literally, how is that fun? I think, like I said, the best matches in DBD for me are the ones that are kind of in the medium zone. Like, they're close. They're very, very close. Sometimes I like a good match where, like, the survivors are kind of dumb and they mess up, and I'm like, okay. Because those are the ones where we can laugh and chuckle and have a good time, you know? Like, I don't want a sweat match all the time. Sometimes they're great. It's a good test of my mettle, you know? But, like, I don't want them all the time. But that's the future we're headed towards. Because eventually you will have a high MMR with most killers, unless you're just bad. Because this game's not that hard to learn. So eventually you will just, like, have a high MMR with all characters, which means you're only having sweat matches with all characters. So the future of this game is only intense matches, which to that I ask, is that actually fun? Do we actually want that? And the answer is obviously no. It's just, nobody wants to have those sweaty matches nonstop. Nobody wants it. So that is the future we're looking at, and it's a course we gotta get off. And I think it's really shocking. Well, I guess it's not shocking, but I think it's really funny that, like, literally nobody seems to be for this, but they're still pushing it. Like, literally nobody wants this. No one wants this at all. And they're still pushing it, so it is what it is. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, friend. I'm going to cap it right there because I could rant about this all day. I'm going to cap it right there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me, friendo. If I don't see you in the next YouTube video or in the Twitch or Discord zone, I will see you when I see you, friends. Goodbye!